This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by trainer Shane McGuigan here in London. Shane, a successful night at the office for yourself. Start off with Hassan Azim. Just walk me through a very, very brief amount of time spent in the ring there.
Yeah, first round knockout, but that guy's got obviously 6 wins, 4 knockout wins, and then 8 losses, but only been stopped like twice. And just recently he's been going a distance with like middleweights and stuff. So guys that are like 162, 163. He's weighed as heavy as I think 167. So Hassan's a welterweight. Do you know what I mean? So I was expecting the guy to go the distance, but caught him with a peach of his shot early on and finished him.
You caught him early, and because of such a little amount of time spent in the ring, what as a team do you feel you can take away from it? Anything you've learned about your fighter at all?
Not really, no. I mean, I feel like you learn most of the stuff with all fighters in the gym, and it's the exhibition on fight night. So yeah, I feel like he's progressing well. He's got good punching power. He uses feet nice today. Sometimes he gets a bit heavy, tries to sit on his shots too much, and he's got lots of power. He just doesn't need to go looking for it. So I want to push him on now.
Dubois going the distance, some close moments to maybe getting that stoppage in there tonight. Just walk me through her performance.
It's that goal. The goal was massive in there. I reckon she probably rehydrated to close to 11 stone from 9 stone 12. We matched it at 9.12. Caroline was 9.10 and a half. She doesn't really put much weight on. She's a natural lightweight. Girls number 3 in the world. I mean, lost on a split decision to Estelle Mosley, Olympic gold medalist. So on Estelle Mosley's sort of home show, like even though it was in Dubai, it was still like one of her. She was the favourite fighter. So yeah, you just got to look into it. And she's just done 8 rounds, and she's won every single round and dropped her, and looks spectacular doing so. Yes, she looked a bit tired at times, but the reason she looked tired is because she tried to get the stoppage, and that goal was made of some solid stuff. So there was a lot of positives. I felt Caroline gave herself a 6 out of 10, which I thought was extremely harsh. The girl's number 3 in the world, as I said. She's ranked in 6 and above in all of the governing bodies. So it's exactly the fight that she needs at this stage. I mean, we wanted a decent fight in the last one. The opponent fell through. She got a complete walkover. So it was a really, really good fight. I mean, the only thing that she didn't do is get the stoppage in the 7th or 8th. But I wanted those rounds, and I'm very happy that we got them.
Shane, you've said in the past that you feel you do have a star of female boxing on your hands there, as you do with Ellie Scotney, of course, but just sticking with Caroline, how special of a talent do you feel you do have in your gym?
She's an unbelievable talent, and I don't think she's going to get much fighters tougher than that. And when they come to win a bit more, they throw more punches, they expose themselves. So she's actually a natural counter puncher, but she's on the front foot there a lot there today. But ever since she busted her up in the first round with a couple of hard right hooks, and the girl kind of went into a shell. We thought she was going to press a little bit more, but so she had to go force the fight a little bit. But it was great, and I think just the heat in there in itself was just exhausting. So she's just done 8 rounds practically in a sauna. So stands her in great stead. Hands are fine, no injuries, nothing. She got all of the experience. She had to figure out a little bit, and she could getting caught in the right hand. She was getting caught with the right hand a little bit too much in that first and second, but figured it out, and that's what good fighters do. They learn to adapt.
You mentioned no injuries and hands there. Unfortunately, Hassan Azim had to pull out from this card due to a hand injury. Can you just fill us in as to how serious that is, and when you're hopeful he'll be able to return to the ring? Yeah,
well, we got an MRI scan at the end of last week. We sent it across to the specialists, and we're waiting on them to review it. And I think that was supposed to be on Wednesday, Thursday, but they haven't come back to us yet. So, frustratingly, we want to get him out probably middle of August. I think I've heard there's a couple of shows in August with Boxer, so that's the plan.
Moving up to your cruiserweight champion, Billam-Smith, we saw that Richard Riakporhe has now been ordered to face Jaya Pattaya, Masternak pulling out, and then a few rumours coming about that Masternak may face CBS next. Anything in that?
We'll see. I mean, it's a great little round robin that they're trying to create, but unfortunately we got a rematch clause with Lawrence Okolie. Derek, how you doing? You good?
Congratulations.
Thank you, mate.
You good? How's everybody?
Yeah, it's all good, man.
Yeah,
all really good.
I will never watch a boxing fight next to your dad ever again.
I
can't in my ears, I can't even hear anything. He goes to me first, I shout at him. I'm like, don't worry, I've heard it all. Mate, he's chucking the jab with her. It's amazing, isn't it? Good night.
See you, Derek.
Back to the Masternak fight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, we'll wait and see. We've got a rematch clause in there with Lawrence Okolie, so it's very early days to see what's going on. I think it's a tricky fight for Richard Riakporhe to go out and take, and credit to him for going and doing so. And I think he's doing good things, and that's the fight that we obviously want. We want that Riakporhe fight, but both teams realise that it can be made for a unification, and it's an ideal situation.
The likelihood for you, do you think, is the Okolie rematch then?
Maybe. It's very hard to tell. See where Lawrence heads out. He's said that he wants it. You know, I genuinely believe that he's a cruiserweight. He's not a cruiserweight. He's a heavyweight. He needs to go up to heavyweight. I think, you know, he takes a better shot up at heavyweight. He's fresher. He's more buoyant up there. I think he needs to listen to his body a little bit more. And you know, because he can make the weight. It's like whether he's performing at it or not.
Shane, just a final thing, former charge of yours, Josh Taylor, was defeated by Teofimo Lopez last weekend. What did you make of his performance in the fight?
I thought that it was not. It's very hard for me to comment without looking bitter. I don't think it was the Josh of old. I don't think it was. Didn't have a lot of confidence in his work. Was getting physically pushed about, which is something that he was always physically he's the stronger man. That's why he's massive for 140. And but he does the weight at 140 well, but that's his advantage, the fact that he's big and strong at that weight, and he can set about. But he was getting stopped on the right hand walking in. He was just walking into the first shot, and Lopez did a great job. I thought he figured him out. It was as early as the first and second round. He'd figured his patterns out, and Josh needs to work on certain things, but I'm sure he'll go back and address it.
Josh said he wants to stick to 140. Joe Mack said that he can see him moving. Sorry, Josh said he wants to move up to 147. Sorry, Joe Mack said he sees his career at 140. Do you think it'd be right and Josh can do anything up at 147, or do you think he needs to stick to 140?
I think he's like a Ricky Hatton. He's a career 140. It falls in perfectly to his frame. The fact that he's got those. He's a light frame, but he's strong, got good, powerful legs, and I think he doesn't boil himself down too much that he loses his resistance getting down to 140. I think I've always said his best days are going to be at 140. But 147 you can get slow, slightly shot fighters up there, which I'm sure there'll be a couple of names. But in terms of winning world titles, I don't think he's got the. I don't think he loses his attributes going up to 147, in my opinion.
Shane, I'll leave it there and I'll leave you to shoot off. Thank you for speaking to me.
Cheers, Andy. Thanks, mate.